Welcome, New Meta Podcast, episode 123, 123, and we're going to do what we didn't do last week, which is talk about some heroes in the meta game. And joining me, just like they did last week and every other week, Marco and Adam. Marco, welcome to the pod. It's ABC 123, it's heroes in Dota 2 in the meta. It's a bread and butter episode, so you excited?
Very excited. Bread and butter, I like it.
Yeah. Have you had much fun in the last week in Dota?
Honestly, what's haunted me in this last week has been failing to have access to WhatsApp. So I've got all these messages I want to send to the Dota boys, and I've just got no outlet for them. So I've just been festering away, not being able to share my distraught losses or my clips of stuff. I've had to be kind of selective. Sent Adrian POS 5 gameplay. I sent you some I can't remember what I sent you. Sent you something.
Anti-mage being AFK.
Oh, that's coming up in a bit. So yeah, not had a Dota outlet. It's been painful.
The world wants to know what happened to your phone.
Oh man, I just dropped it and screen broke. So
I'd hate that.
See, I thought at first it was out of protest with WhatsApp's new policies and stuff about data collection. And then it's just like, no, you just broke your phone.
Yeah,
it was eerily timed on the same day. And I also forgot that you guys are, you guys got, what is that, GDPR or whatever? Like, Europe doesn't really, you guys actually have data protections, is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
As opposed to the US.
Yeah. I'll leave WhatsApp when I break my phone, like Marco, and maybe that'll be the catalyst for me to join the new, server stuff that's popping up that have more data protection or whatever. But yeah. Well, you really need to get a new phone soon because I feel like we are missing out on a lot of value. Comms value is too strong on WhatsApp.
Yeah. There's so many messages that come to my mind. I'm like, I just want to say it to the group. Like, I was looking yesterday about the China scene ahead of DPC, and I was researching the teams, and I've heard the team Elephant be named, but I never knew who was in it. Oh my god, it's this sick new China team where it's a merge of 2 from PSG LGD, 2 from Vici Gaming, and then 1 random 5th playing POS 5. It's this super China team that's apparently really dominant.
So what is it? Who is it? Paparazzi
also go by Eurus, I think.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Which confused me a bit. But yeah, Paparazzi, then it's Maybe, then it's Yang, then it's FY, and then some random 5th.
Somnus.
Yes, Somnus. I think he's got Somnus M now in his name.
No Ori Snorri.
Super team.
Feels bad.
No Ori Snorri. Fuck that, I don't need him. And then another tidbit I was going to share was 2 lands in a row that we went to. So the ESL Katowice and then Dream League Stockholm. So me and you were at them both. Brother Joe at one, Nick Day at the other. The grand final of both of those was VP Vici, both times.
Really?
Yeah, so in the Katowice VP, it was the dream VP lineup of, we all know it. I think they won, I can't remember what they won, but they won that one, and then at Stockholm
Dragon Knight Gyro every game, just mid-game running over everyone. That's what I remember about Katowice.
I just remember Roger. He was MVP.
Yeah, Roger God.
Getting the Mercedes-Benz MVP.
Yeah.
And it was when Lille left the team, and in the grand final you could see Lille in the VIP bit just kind of fucking emo as anything.
Playing for Navi.
Yeah. So all these little messages I've been wanting to share and not being able to, and it's just like, fuck. But yeah.
Yeah.
All good.
That is strong. Did you say, so Yang is the POS 3?
Yes, it's Vici's POS 3 in Elven, yeah.
So that's why I got a message yesterday informing me that I shared a birthday with Yang.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
He's a year older than you to the day.
Ah, nice. So I've got a year to become the best POS 3 in China.
Yeah.
Nice. I've also got a year to moisturise my hands 3 times every day to get the softest hands in esports, as Yang does. That's no laughing matter. I've touched his hands on 2 different occasions, and I can confirm softest hands in esports.
I think if you chopped your legs off as well, you might probably still be taller than him.
Yeah. That's a lot to do in 1 year.
And then learn offlane.
Yeah. Well, I'm an offlane player now, for real.
Oh? Yeah?
I actually was, I was thinking about doing it for reals, but the reason I wanted to do it for reals was because Underlord's just a free win. So I've already got a free win hero in my POS 3 belt. And then I was really considering doing a run of games in Unranked to get some other heroes out. The problem I have with it is not that I don't want to play offlane, because I do. I quite like offlane. It would be my second favourite role after mid. The problem is that I really want to play the mid heroes, the ones that I'm actually good at, because I play an offlane. I think I played some offlane hero, like Beastmaster or something this week. I can't remember. I don't think it was Beast, but some hero that I'm not very good at in the offlane that I wanted to learn. And you just get crushed because you're not good at it. And I just, after getting crushed and feeling like you played bad on a hero that you're not very good at, I just want to play I want to play a game on a hero I'm good at. And all of those heroes that, if it's not called Underlord, they're all mid. So I'm just... Is
that why you got triggered when I said in the WhatsApp about playing against Beastmasters, and you're like, I don't want to hear it anymore?
No, not because I played as Beastmaster. That's because I've lost games against Beastmaster and Lycan a lot this week, and it's just so... It's just the worst kind of loss. I don't mind losing games where it's like a nice game of Dota and it's even, but when you lose to like Lycan, Beastmaster, Necro 3s, it's like...
It's tough.
Didn't even play a game. It's so rough, yeah. But we'll get onto that. Adam, I mean, I didn't even introduce you, shoddy host. So how have you been this week, and how's Dota been this week for you?
I haven't played a party game in a week. Smiley face.
True Dota experience.
Yeah, it's been tough trying to wrangle everybody. So Marco started. He sicked me on ranked Dota. He's basically was just like, "What's your new number?" They killed 1,000 accounts. Like, I guess they banned a bunch of Smurfs or something. What's your new rank? And then I didn't have one because it had been a little bit, so I play some ranked games, and it's not updating it. It still hasn't updated 4 days later, so I don't know what the deal with that is.
I've seen other people online say that theirs hasn't updated as well. Maybe it's an NA thing?
There can't be that many banned accounts.
Yeah, it must be some bug. Oh no, yeah, it is, because I have an EU friend from uni, Captain. I saw he was 2.5k, and I knew he'd been playing a lot of ranked and getting to like 3.5. And I thought he just climbed crazy. So I messaged him and he said, oh no, I just jumped in overnight.
1,000
Usually you play one game and it updates, so I don't know why it's not giving me a number.
Yeah, but I think that's kind of buggy for Adam.
I was wanting to see, because I topped out at 5,900 even on MMR, and I was like, ooh, I wonder what that is. And it wouldn't update, so... Now I've lost a game since then.
Wow.
But I got into games with like triple-digit people. Like everybody was triple digits and me, and then other times it'd be like ranked 2Ks. I figure I probably am like 3,000 or so. Like mid 3,000s, but I don't know.
Wow, that's crazy that almost 1,000 accounts, on EU at least. That's a lot of...
Yeah.
What are they being banned for then? Using cheats?
No, it'll just be Smurf.
Boosters.
Yeah,
just boosters.
Well,
yeah.
It has to be...
It's not cheaters.
Right, okay.
Accounts that have switched hands, right? Because they're not going to ban someone for a Smurf if they're playing on the same IP address as, like, their main. But if, like, somebody has sold the account and then it switches regions or something...
I think they'd still ban Smurf accounts because they don't want to encourage Smurf accounts.
How does Arteezy have 4?
Does he still have 4?
I don't know. Did he have 4 in the top 10 at one time?
Well, yeah, in the past that's definitely been the case, but as of last week or a few days ago, maybe he has had a couple killed off.
I'll tell you what would be interesting. There's a difference between killing them off, so it sounds like they've banned the accounts from Dota full stop. It'd be interesting if you just took away the rank. So they're just sort of you can play their unranked immortal or something. I don't know if that would be more.
Well, mine wouldn't get flagged for that. Let's be.
No.
Oh no, yeah,
Well,
that's
To be fair, your ranked climbs with Crystal Maiden are so outrageous that they might think that you're boosting or something. Or
No, I don't.
No, obviously not. But maybe. So, how have games been, Marco? Do you have any games of note you want to go over before we dig into the main topic?
Yes, many games of note. All right, straight into the turbulent rank times. Honestly, it's hilarious how like volatile we are. Maybe we is just me and Stan. Adam's a bit more level-headed to ranked games because, like, just over the space of 4 games, it's a roller coaster. And then you look at someone else's account and they play 4 games, it's like every afternoon, and it just means nothing. But anyway, 4 games of ranked. Turbulent because it starts off 0-2. The first game, 45 minutes, Legion Commander Pos 3. I messaged Stan saying I did not deserve to lose this, and I did not deserve to lose that game. It's a game of 2 carries. Our gyro's 6-13, enemy jug's like 12-1. Completely just failed us as the Pos 1. But I, as the Pos 3 LC, adrenaline like mad because I get our team into it. Blink, pick off the Ricky, enemy mid Ricky, who's also kind of getting out of control, and also beating our mid Invoker. In this mid game when we're behind, honestly, about 3-4 times, he comes alive and I find a kill with a blink duel. It just gets us back in the game. We're riding a high. And then there's this one moment we go bottom and we've got a Sunstrike and the Hoodwink ult and the duel. So that's our kind of kill combo. And it's a lot of damage if you think about the Hoodwink ult and a Sunstrike pure damage. And I see the Jug, he's at Radiant tier 3 defending it and we're pushing in. We've got a kill, we're on this snowball, we're on a high. And I think we can kill him. The reason we don't kill him is because he's picked up a butterfly, and it's honestly a game-winning pickup because my damage, and I got big right click at this point, maybe like 40 minutes, late 30s, AC, lots of dual damage. I'm missing a lot of right clicks. I need to watch the replay because I'm interested to see whether the Hoodstrike ult and Sunstrike connect because it was quite quick and hectic. Basically, that jump I do on the Jug, we don't get the kill. And then the game kind of is out of our grasp because we were always struggling a little bit. But it was honestly so intense, and I was so disappointed to lose it. So that was just the first ranked game in the week, and I'm like mentally exhausted already. Like zero stamina. But anyway, we go again, same afternoon. The second one I messaged Stan and sending videos about because it's even more distressing. 51-minute Pos 4 Lena. And basically, Adam's not heard this story. I would have definitely shared it to the WhatsApp. We are playing with an anti-mage. We are kind of behind, but it's not behind, it's just standard anti-mage things where it's 4v5 for 40 minutes. Classic AM game, 4v5. Our team often is like, oh, AM, you really should connect and you can fight and help us fight. And I think a good AM will connect in some fights. But this AM was just having none of it. Just, completely AFK. And anyway, gets to this late game point, 50 minutes in, we're 2 racks down. They're pushing our final racks. And AM's pushing the enemy bot lane. I can't, let me find the heroes that they've got. They don't have, so they have an Invoker and a Ricky, Pos 1, Pos 2, who I know, and a Blink Black Hole Enigma, so they do have kind of scary stuff. The high ground push starts off with us getting an amazing pick off on the Enigma. So it's, so they've only got 4 heroes, but they're pushing and they still go to try and get our last racks. And we've just killed this BKB Blink Enigma, massive key component of their team. It was an amazing pick off. For the next 30 seconds, genuinely 30 seconds, it doesn't sound much, but in the Dota universe, 30 seconds feels like a lifetime.
Yeah.
Hell of a lot goes on. 30 seconds of us fighting, scrapping, holding on, 4v4 now. We are completely lower net worth XP because everything XP net worth is on our anti-mage, who's looking at the Dota buff. Anti-mage got 40k gold. The rest of us have got 19k, 10, 11, 14. He's got like half our team's net worth, but we're doing this 4v5 immense hold against this Ricky Invoker, just craziness going on. All this while 30's like, oh, crazy hold. And then the outcome is they're scrapping to get our last racks, and they just get it. At which time our anti-mage TP's in, gets hit by a tornado EMP straight away, loses all his mana, and offers nothing to the fight. They get out on an Invoker and Ricky. We look bottom and see, has anti-mage achieved anything, like maybe killed the enemy throne and won the game for us? Yeah. Turns out he's killed the enemy range racks, and that's it. And then has joined the fight 30 seconds late, and
they've already got megas.
Now lost the game because they've got megas. And could he have wiped them all with his eyes closed upside down? Yeah, they've got no blink black hole. He's got all the gold in the game, highest net worth by far, my BKB, just everything. And our whole team is just raging. And after the game, we're all raging, and everyone's like, yeah, we're reporting him. And so he gets full reports. That's fine by me.
One of the accounts that's gone, probably, in EU
that
Immortal
is one
rank.
Fucking best be gone, because that's another minus 30 MMR. Honestly, that was, tilting as anything. And Stan heard all about it, but the WhatsApp group didn't.
Yeah, well. And then you dusted off two wins.
Then we bounced back with 2 wins, Bane and a Shadow Demon. The Shadow Demon one, I have to give credit to someone on my team. I got last pick, just pos 5. I didn't want it, this team picked so fast. So now I've got last pick, and I'm like, oh, what should I pick? And someone says, oh, you got to pick like the ultimate pos 5 now. And I don't really know. Wyvern was banned, I think. Bane might have been banned. And then someone said Shadow Demon, so I just followed them. I hadn't been following the picks. I didn't know what the best pick was. Turned out it was Omega good pick, because they had a shaker, so I've got the save, and we had a morph. And when you've got a morph or a Terrorblade with a Shadow Demon, the illusion value from disruption is immense. Say you're pushing a creep wave or a lane with the illusions, or you're going Rosh with the illusions, or you're sieging with the illusions. It's just such a great combo. So it turned out to be amazing, and then I was like, oh my god, this hero's insane.
Soulcatcher's good against Soulcatcher against Timbersaw's nice as well.
Yeah, I didn't really
Shadow Poison against Timbersaw.
Yeah, that's why I linked to Adam this kill on Timber, where I got 10 stacks of Shadow Poison at like minute 3, and Timber died and bought back. Sorry. So yeah, just making plays, like disruption saves, when they do this big initiation with Earthshaker. It's just phenomenal value from Shadow Demon.
Well,
so yeah, brought it back to 2-2.
Nice. Set up for a nice weekend of ranked Dota 2, perhaps. At least it is for me, because I have nothing else to do this weekend.
Yeah.
So I'll have a good update next weekend. Next pod, hopefully. But Adam, your success in ranked is tilting Marco. I don't know if you want to share.
It's only the heroes I do it with, because I'm 3-3.
Okay.
And it basically, I queue 4 and 5, and most of the time I've been getting 4. So I just lock in the first pick for Hoodwink, and then if that gets banned, I just throw out the Weaver 4, and that just triggers Marco to no end for some reason.
It's because it's such a grief.
I'm 2-0 on it.
God.
I'm 2-0 on it.
I try my hardest and I lose, and Adam doesn't try and he wins. It makes
Look, I tried really hard on these Weaver games. And this newest Weaver game was a 58-minute. We were down 2 racks, like two lanes of racks, real early, and we claw back. We have an anti-mage, and
I guess your anti-mage turns up to fights. Is that what happens?
No, he cuts waves.
Smart.
I'm cutting 1 lane, he's cutting 2 lanes, and we're just stalling the game out until he's got 55k net worth and 920 last hits.
Wow. That's
and then we hold, and I got absolutely flamed, lambasted like I haven't been in so long, and there's no chat history for it because it was all team chat. Just so bad, just people would be avoid me. Don't ever play Dota again, all because I bought a Falcon Blade on Weaver. And there's 4 Weaver with a Falcon Blade. Get this guy out of my server. This guy's so trash. And it's is that the ideal item for Weaver? No. and they have Morph, and the other team has Morph and Timbersaw. So what should my first item be? Urn. But what does my mid puck say? I'm building Urn. I'm going Spirit Vessel. So it just leaves me as this 4 Weaver, like, what's my first item? I want tankiness. I want some mana regen. So I was like, yeah, Falcon Blade got buffed. It's 150 health and 1.8 mana regen. Sounds like the perfect item. Did I want the 10 damage? No, not really. But they thought I was trying to be some right clicker. And maybe Medallion was the better move. That's what I got after. But they were just like, oh my god, get this kid out of my game. This guy's so terrible. And I'm just like sitting there silently, just trying to continue with the game.
Silently crying.
And we won. It wasn't even that bad. After they got 2 lanes, and then we were just like, I guess everybody was just too busy flaming me, but we were still playing, so I was cool with it. Like,
easy.
Cutting waves.
27 combined deaths on the 2 supports in a win. That's wild. Although, to be fair, the enemies also combined for 25 deaths on the support, so a lot of supports dying.
Anti-Mage died twice.
Yeah, that's the important thing.
That's all that matters. Anti-Mage has Battle Fury, Manta, Scotty, Abyssal Blade, Butterfly, Heart, and then Eaten an Ags and a Moonshard. So, and all I have to do is use my telescope to give him a time lapse, and that's what I did a couple times, and that's all the game needed. I just threw Solar Crest on him, and then I would hex somebody every now and again.
Yeah, and this is the lesson, Marco. It's not about playing harder; it's about playing smarter. Think about what you need to do to your anti-mage. You should have picked Chen or Kotl just to recall the AM into the fight. That's what you need to do.
Just to Coochie in, and then give him a time lapse when it's needed, and that's pretty much it. We have the rest of the team. Weaver's not bad. You throw the bug on the Roche, and you take Roche really fast. It's like, he's a really good hero. So I don't know what the problem is.
Guys, chill out.
Obviously, Tidehunter Weaver is not a good lane, and we got stomped. But there was a lot of... I made up for it after the Falcon Blade, and I sold the Falcon Blade to finish my Scythe, so it doesn't show up in the post-game screen. So I wouldn't want to give any positive win rate stats to a Falcon Blade.
Yeah.
Like, I would 100% have gone Urn, but I couldn't. And it's not... The puck got stomped, and he didn't get an Urn at a very good time. It was like, I could have gotten it already. But, we won the game, and that's all that matters.
Definitely, yeah.
I wish I had that program that, like, films all your plays and stuff, just so I could see the friendly all chat, because it was not friendly, and it was in all caps. And everybody, like, I was not to blame for the state that the game was in at the time, but everyone latched onto this Falcon Blade and was just like, this kid doesn't know anything about anything. And,
it's so painful when people get hooked up on one singular instance or item in this case.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then the only other game that was, well, 2 games. The one thing was, I was saying in the WhatsApp, is there's no better feeling than picking Crystal Maiden, and then the offlaner on the other team picks first, so you're picking at the same time, and he's picked Beastmaster, and then he still continues to skill the boars. It's amazing, because you just frostbite, kill the boar every time, and it's so much experience.
How much golden XP is it? Do we know?
Gold it's like a range creep, isn't it?
Gold is like a normal amount of, I don't know, like 30 or something, or 45 maybe. It's not. Wow, that's not what you want. It's what for the XP you want. The it goes like 60, 70, 80, 90 on XP. So
how much
at
is
the
that
root,
versus range creep?
It's more than a range creep.
Oh, really? Oh my
Isn't
word,
it?
That's crazy.
It's a lot. All I know is he had 2 at the rune, and it was me and my safe laner and the mid, and we killed both of them. And it's like, now your mid is guaranteed to get level 2 first. and your lane is guaranteed to get level 2 first, and he just kept feeding me boars, and it was just like the easiest game in the world because of Frostbite. And he wasn't even like denying them. So that's a lesson learned for anybody out there. If you're against a Crystal Maiden, don't skill the boars or don't summon them. Like, it's just free. It's just griefing.
I need to pick CM, honestly, because I had a game, my only ranked game this week. Is that true? Oh, so I won an Underlord 7 days ago. I don't know if that was mentioned on the previous pod, probably. I played a ranked Ancient Apparition because I needed roll queue. That was against a Beastmaster. Oh my goodness, that game was rough. So I was laning with a Slark. So it's an AA Slark lane, which is... It's quite nice because you do have the Cold Feet Pounce combo. So you have something to combo with Cold Feet, which is obviously what you want as AA. But we're against a tree Beastmaster lane, and we got a kill. We actually killed them first, I think, level 2. When he got Pounce and I got my Cold Feet after obviously skilling the E, whatever it's called, Chilling Touch, level 1. But after that kill, it was just a beatdown. Tree and Protector Q with Beastmaster hitting you with boars.
Yeah.
You just melt. You absolutely melt. That was an awful experience. I died 15 times within half an hour. The game was 29 minutes. So that's a death every 2 minutes. It was not fun at all. I mean, the whole team's got an awful KD, and we just lost in 20 minutes. They had an anti-mage. So they're pushing high ground with Beastmaster and Tree and all this stuff. Tree with a Meteor Hammer, obviously Necro 3. And then behind that, there's an AM just untouched in the game, farming, and it's just an awful feeling. So I haven't played a ranked game since then, and so I don't really have anything else to report, really. I played a Shadow Fiend that went awfully. I played a tiny mid that went very badly. Although we did have a chance to win that one. That was just... I need to learn how to get Blink fast on tiny mid. I find it really difficult because I went Brace of Phase Blink with a bottle. And I didn't get Blink until 16 minutes, which I feel like is really late for mid-tiny. But once you get the Blink, your game's so good. So that's the key to tiny, which won't be news to any tiny players out there, but I need to find out a way to get that Blink
stacks
much quicker. Yeah, stacks, just farm more, because I'm looking for kills in this game with Phase Windlace. I'm just trying to run down heroes to farm heroes to get the Blink, but it didn't really work out. I feel like it's risky, and if it doesn't work, you can end up without a Blink dagger when you really need one, when heroes start grouping up and stuff like that. So that was that game. Oh, actually, 2 things to mention. I'm a puck player now, FYI. Absolutely inspired puck performances this week. So I played 2 games of puck this week. One is a 16-3-28 and the other is 27-6-16, and they're both different builds, different styles. So the first one was the control magic damage build, where I went Blink, Yules, Treads, Ags, Windwalker, Refresher. So no real damage, no right click, and I went for the talents. I didn't take phase shift attack, I took attack range, and I took the spell amp over phase shift, and I took the waning rift cooldown. That was such a fun game, especially when I had refresher and windwalk and stuff. You're just having a great time. And then the other game I went for the Treads, Blink, Witchblade, Deso, Daedalus. And I took the damage talent, the phase shift attack talent, and the orb speed stuff. I don't know if we'll have time to talk about puck today, but I'd love to do a puck exploration, because I feel like the choices on the hero are really interesting. Witchblade's an incredible item. And I actually think that the level 20 talent on puck is insane, because it's Waning Rift CD, I believe, although I'm starting to doubt myself now.
Versus the speed.
Versus the speed, and I got Agshard in the first game and took Waning Rift cooldown, and it seems bonkers, -7 seconds cooldown on Waning Rift. But having played Puck a couple of times, I actually think it's a bait, and I feel like illusionary orb speed is better. It's just so insane. The stats disagree with me according to Dota Buff, but illusionary orb distance and speed is a bonkers talent. Both of those 20 talents are absolutely absurd. They're so good.
I would have thought that the orb speed was the more popular one, but yeah, the CD's twice as popular on Dota Buff.
Yeah, it's also a movement spell.
Yeah, it is now.
Think about
It's the fact that it goes twice as far on the illusionary orb, and the fact that it takes half the time to get to the same place as it would without the talent. So in terms of escaping and travelling across the map, I was flying across the map with this
I'm
talent.
really surprised that the cooldown's twice as popular, because in my mind, when I play Puck, and it's one of my most played mids, I've always 80-90% of the time I'd get the orb speed.
It is a fun hero, that's for sure. So I had a good time playing Puck. I look forward to playing it a bit more. It's good fun. Even with the nerf to Dream Coil cooldown, which is a welcome nerf, because Dream Coil CD being 50 seconds like it was before is kind of bonkers, and now it's bumped up 10 seconds, which I think is fair enough.
Yeah, Puck's fun. Did you watch any of the video I linked in the Discord? Exclusive content.
Which one was that?
The 1v1 mid. I was on a...
I've seen that before. I didn't watch it this time, but I have seen that.
I don't know what... I think it was because I was on this like paparazzi train, and then I think that led me to this classic 2017 DAC 1v1 tournament where he slays all of the EU mids. Miracle in the final, gets 2-0'd by him. Yeah, basically this massive China fanboy now after like an evening of research.
Yeah, you'll be like James, the Chinese version of James. James, friend of the pods, CIS specialist,
CIS correspondent.
Yeah, we'll have to maybe get a correspondence report from him when the CIS DPC rolls around. He'll be on that.
Honestly, DPC hype, very hyped.
It's
pro
exciting.
League system coming in next week.
I'm excited for how much it's going to strengthen the other regions, I think, because the fact it's a Valve-backed competition with prize money that's so evenly split in terms of the number of teams in each region and the format and stuff, you'll definitely see, I think, particularly European players. Europe's the most stacked region. I think you'll see European tier 2, tier 3 teams go to South America, go to NAs even, and improve the scene and like make the teams better, make it more competitive, and that's, I think, for the benefit of the global scene. So I'm excited to see that, because I feel like over the last year, particularly year or two, the talent and the teams have really centralized around EU, and I don't think it's that good. I much prefer it when there are really strong teams in all the different regions rather than just EU and China and EG. So I'm excited to see that, at least.
Yeah.
So, topic of the day, some heroes in the meta. I don't know if we'll have time to get around to all of them, but I'd like to talk about OD. I know we should probably talk about Omni 1, and there are some other heroes like Slark and Nyx, they're everywhere. Let's maybe start with Omni 1, because this is the one that has been maybe talked about the most in the community, if you want to call it that. There's been YouTube content about it and stuff like that. Marco, you're the POS 1 player here. Talk to me. What has changed that's made this become a thing, first of all, and then we'll talk about whether it's actually good. What's the concept here?
So I think what's changed, I mean, it was the introduction of the Ag Shard in 7.28, this Ag Shard, which now lets you be a POS 1. So it's every 6 seconds, 30 mana cost. You hit for an extra 50 and then deal bonus pure damage, which is 150% of your attack damage. So it's like a crit hit. Boom. And it's really powerful. That's a lot of damage. Pure damage, yeah, plus 50 and 150% of your base. So when you're getting big and fat, you're hitting with this Hammer of Wrath for like, I don't know, like 300 to 400 pure. And that, yeah,
Yikes.
so, and then you've got, Omni has damage talents. His talents also is what's necessary to enable this POS 1 build, but he's got a damage talent. So it's now 40 base attack damage at level 10. It used to be 70 damage at level 15. So a bit later, but a bit more. I think it's still feasible to do this POS 1, because you're still getting damage from a talent. It's just less damage at an earlier level. But yeah. And then the 15 now is movement speed. Yep, 30 movement speed. So as a POS 1, particularly when you're one of these unconventional ones, like a strength hero, movement speed is really, really important to enable you in fights if you don't have these jump, blink mechanics. So 30 MS, really, really value, plus phase boots, synergizing. So you're able to run around fights, really beefy status resistance going on, BKB if you wish, and you're hitting like a truck. And that's all there is to it. Strong laner, get a raidy, get your farm, you just get beefy, you get big, and you do a lot of damage.
Yeah. Adam, are you a believer in the POS 1 Omni? Have you seen it? I know you've
we
probably
won
watched
with
videos. Oh, really? Do you like it? Is the hype real?
It seemed fine. Marker ran out of mana because they had a lot of mana burners. 30 mana is actually quite a bit for an Omni to do every 6 seconds. But
yeah.
The hero's strong. He's always got strong spells. And it's cool that he gets farm priority. Like, that W is insane. And the ult is pretty solid for team fighting. Yeah. And if you're always in the thick of it, you're always going to get a solid one off. It's not like you have to be the support Omni on the edges, like waddle in and get a good ulti off. It's like, no, I'm the hammer paladin. I'm in there. Fight around me.
Yeah.
And then, you had the Fallen Sky, which was insane.
That was kind of key to us closing out the game, because before that, the control of Invoker, Kunkka, even the Grimstroke holding you in place with some bullshit leash to someone else. There was a lot of fights where I really struggled to hit heroes. They had so much control. But then many fights, I'd just be tanking for about 30 seconds and not dying. And then eventually, once I got on top of someone, I would smack them so hard. I did nearly as much damage as a Zeus in a 70-minute game.
That was crazy.
Zeus. It's ridiculous.
So this Orb of Corrosion now has 100 gold recipe, 7.28B.
Still good.
Is it still core? Yeah, still good, still core.
Would you bother with it on Omni?
Maybe not on Omni.
I think you would usually, right? That's the idea. Orb of Corrosion in the degen.
It is pretty good.
Yeah.
I feel like he doesn't... it's kind of contrary to what you think.
He probably just wants to be bracer phase.
Yeah, I think
we also need a Soul Ring.
Yes, I think that was key to give you that strength and the mana. Because you are strong in the lane with Purification. If you've got Soul Ring as well, you can do a lot of damage and sustain and even farm / push or do stacked camps. I feel like Orb of Corrosion would be too slow, because anti-heroes get it because they can... Like you're a Slark or you're Ricky, they can chase heroes down, they can keep on top of heroes, and the Orb of Corrosion is that marginal value to seal the deal. I feel like with Omni Knight, he doesn't have any of these other chase down mechanics. Yes, degen aura, but I don't think you're skilling it. So I feel like the Orb of Corrosion doesn't really add anything, and rather kind of flipping the idea on its head. I think Omni has to be a harder carry than a Ricky or a conventional POS 1, because in my mind he desperately needs the items and the XP to then get stuff done. Like an Omni, you can't just run around like a Ricky can, or even a PA can jump into a fight and help get a kill. I really don't think you want your Omni kind of headless chicken running around, because it can't really do anything in my eyes. I think it just needs to go hard POS 1.
When you say it needs to go hard POS 1 and get the items, the hero doesn't farm. So what items are we talking? Surely you can't be looking too far into the late game. Are you just talking Orb of Corrosion and Shard, or
Soul Ring, Rady, Shard? When I say yes,
oh, okay.
I think Rady's... I've not seen any of these videos, but it sounded like Rady's one of the key items, because you're this hero that's always in the fray of a fight, so you get value there. You get a lot of right click, which is what you're putting your build into, really. It helps you farm. I feel like it synergizes well for a strength carry.
Yeah. It's quite tough to get it in time, I suppose, if you're going phase, soul ring. Let's count out the bracer for now. If you do get the orb of corrosion, which I think is pretty normal.
Yeah,
that's quite a late radiant. So yeah, do you just you're just farming, or you try? I suppose you just farm heroes when you've got degen or an orb of corrosion. That's not why you're building it.
No, I think you just farm AFK like a Wraith King, and this is why I think skip the orb of corrosion, because it's 1,000 gold that you're not going to put to use. I think you just play Omni like a Wraith King, get that rady, and then kind of keep farming and joining the fights when you can. Your level 15 is a massive spike for the talents that you'll have by then.
Well, they flipped it around.
They did flip it, but you still... Yeah, so now it's damage at 10, movement speed at 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're both
which, if anything, is better for the farm.
Yeah, you can come online fat. You can at least bop some heroes at 10 with the 40 damage.
Yeah, I think the Radiance is one route. I do think it's still very legit to just go phase, soul ring, orb of corrosion, and run at heroes. Especially, it kind of sucks that the move speed is at 15 for that strategy, I suppose. Although, having said that, it means you do maybe not actually, because you get the damage at 10, so you're going to be bopping people harder. And with degen and corrosion, you don't need the extra move speed really. People aren't escaping you, and then I don't think you have to go Rady if you're going that sort of style. You can go some sort of S and Y or something, and then just look to end. I think that's like legit strats as well. I've seen that in high level pubs, or one in particular that I'm thinking of. Obviously, you want the Ag Shard as soon as possible.
Yeah, I think a more fail-safe pub strat would be to be a harder carry. I would be a bit hesitant playing a pub and going, alright, I'll get this Sanj and Yasha timing on a one that isn't a true one, and then your timing fails, and now you're not a hard carry, you're not even a good carry. My view is go all eggs into the POS 1 hard carry basket of, Rady Shard, BKB, Abyssal, or whatever.
That's interesting. That's an interesting shout. It's hard to say. In my mind, when I think of Omni 1, I'm not imagining like a late game monster.
Yeah, honestly, I was not imagining this level of damage either. Honestly, right. I would be fighting and just screaming because a hero would get 3 shot. I'm like, I have no idea how much damage I would do, and it was insane.
Fair enough. We've got the seal of approval for Omni Knight POS 1. Before we move on quickly though, Omni Knight outside of POS 1, do you like it as a 5 or a 4? And obviously it's a 3 traditionally. Adam, you said the hero was just good. It's got good spells. Any love for the POS 3 Omni, looking towards like Greaves and Lotusy stuff, things like that? Ag's obviously an option as well. Do you think that's legit still, or is this hero now a carry hero?
I mean, you can do it. Doesn't like OG do it?
Yeah. Heavenly Grace is still Heavenly
Do like
Grace.
other teams, they can still like make use of it. It's just you need like team coordination. I don't feel like I can go into a pub and play 4 Omni and have my team like me.
Maybe more than Falcon
Because
Brave Weaver though, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I could see it be good in some lineups, like as a gotcha last pick where you just purge everything with the W and you win. It's not even so much the ult anymore. It's that W that's so strong. It's like Aphotic Shield or press the attack.
It's insane. The W is insane. 50% status resistance for 10 seconds and a ton of bonus strength. I know people really like you said, certain lanes. I think they love is it Monkey Omni that is considered insane? I feel like it is Monkey Omni. Don't quote me on that, but I have a feeling Monkey Omni is very good. And Ursa Omni, these heroes that you slap status resistance on.
Omni PA.
Yeah, they can't really be kited, and it's really hard to lock them down. Heroes like that are just excellent, like incredible with this Omni Knight. So it can work. Laning could be difficult though, I think, or at least I've struggled with it. Omni's still can still be a bit of a gotcha pick. If you get hit with like a Monkey King or something, or Slark or something, you're gonna have a rough time. But yeah, I like Omni Knight. Moving on then, I played against a OD mid and a support OD this week, the heroes climbed a long way from the depths of win rate hell that it was at the beginning of 7.28, now recovering to a flat 50% overall. That's across all trends this week, and 48.5 or almost 49% in Divine Plus. Have you guys played much against or with OD recently? And if so, can you tell me why this support OD is good? Because I've more experienced the core OD in the games I've had.
I haven't played against buffed OD yet.
Okay. Marco, you've written here 5 Meme Hammer Ags Pos 5 OD. Is this a thing that you've seen?
Apparently Zai ran this build on his Pos 5 OD. Astral someone, Meme Hammer them. That's a lot of lockdown.
Yeah. People are all building it. Even on core OD, I'm looking through the guides here, and a lot of them are... It's Meme Hammer, Tranquil Boots, Ags, and I think... And that's for mid lane, off lane core as well. The Meme Hammer comes in now for the Astral combo, like you say, but also because he doesn't farm anymore, so you can clear waves. Because you really need to clear waves just in Dota, and especially out of core heroes. And Meteor Hammer gives you a way to do that, like one-shotting creep waves, basically. So I feel like that's maybe part of the reason why, as well, they want that HP regen's nice on OD as well, because he has none.
Yeah. I think I had a feeling this would happen where 7.28 comes in, it's new OD, no AoE, orb, and it's all trash, 19% win rate. But I feel like OD is one of these heroes where the numbers get tweaked, and then the numbers get tweaked, and they get tweaked again. And he's had a lot of number tweaks for the positive, and I feel like it then tips into this, wow, somehow just fundamentally brokenly strong. Yeah. And I feel like that's happening with this Astral. The max mana steal's going up, the ult's been improved, damage wise. So now we get Ags, and we really go all eggs into this mana ult basket, and actually these numbers make it a really, really strong spell. You got things like the Essence proc is improved, the just base stuff, MS 325, so 7.28A, movement speed is at 310, goes up to 315, now it's at 325, so over 2 little mini patches, MS has gone up by 15, doesn't sound much, but hell, it's a lot, 325, so all these little things, base armor's up by 2, health regen 0 to 1, agile, like all these little changes add up, and I now think the hero's fundamentally very strong, and this mana steal and Astral, even Astral doing more damage at level 7 helps you just completely one-shot a range creep. Again, 30 damage difference at level 4 Astral, but if it's changing the range creep needing 1 right click to die versus no right clicks to die, it's a massive change. So all these little things come together, and yeah, it seems like maybe it's viable now.
Yeah, and people are still figuring it out, so you'd expect the win rates to still climb a little bit more. From what I've seen, solving this farm issue now, I think even more than before, you've got to go Midas on the hero, and if you don't, maybe you can do Meme Hammer, maybe that's okay. I haven't experienced, I haven't seen that, but
that's your AoE to farm.
Yeah, AoE to farm, like very, very strong, kill waves quickly, and then do your thing with the orb on neutral creeps and whatnot, and on heroes obviously. But I've seen people in 2 of my games rush Midas and then obviously do normal things, treads, and then get Witchblade, because this Witchblade seems like the dream OD item. So 35 attack speed, incredible. 12 in, incredible. Plus 300 projectile speed, amazing. 6 armor, sure, you like it. You like it. OD's wants armor. He doesn't naturally have a lot of it. And then obviously the next attack, applying a poison for 3 seconds and slowing, which is great. You want to be able to slow people with OD because you have no you have no slow or stun. You have a sort of banishment. You can't hit them during that. and dealing your int as damage every second. Incredible for OD, especially with this int steal stuff that we were just talking about, this buffed int steal. So this Witchblade is this dream second item, or even first item if you don't count the Midas. Then you can look towards your classic stuff, Pike, Blink, Hex, Shivers, normal great stuff. You don't even have to go down the Ags route if you do that, I think. And you're going to have an ult that's crazy good. And the ult now is getting a little bit towards how the ult was not that long ago, when you used to just be able to one-shot heroes if you had a good game. If you were having a good game and you had high int, you just one-shot heroes. And they changed the numbers on sanities. And by the way, if anyone understands the numbers to do with sanities and the multiplier and stuff, then get in touch on the Discord, because you deserve a medal or something. Now it's back to how it was before it was nerfed. Not quite to the same extent, but certainly the hammer feels like a really scary spell again, I think. So I'm looking to try the OD. I guess if you're building Midas, you don't really have to play it that differently. You don't really have to gun down heroes, because you can't farm. I'll be interested to see how it plays. Adam, did you say you haven't played against OD yet?
No, I haven't played against it, but I'm intrigued to play it as a 5.
Yeah, the 5, the lock that's been opened is that level 1 Astral has got good cast range.
Yeah.
And then with Ags, you'd have multiple saves, and then you're really fast, and you have pretty good armor at level 1. And
so the speed and armor. Oh.
I haven't played the hero in over a year, so maybe this would make me buy it or play it as a 5.
Yeah,
finally.
Yeah. Also, if you have Ags with the mana steal with the Astrals, you actually don't really need that many items to make Sanity's Eclipse strong. It's going to be strong against low mana pool heroes because it's not an int difference anymore. It's a mana pool difference. So you're stealing a little bit of mana in the fights with Astrals, especially if you have 2 with the Ags. You throw out an Eclipse, even if you're pos 5, you might have Ags, maybe a 4-star if you're lucky, but likely only Ags. And even before that, you're doing higher base damage. It's not a lot, obviously. 200 to 350 in an AoE is not a lot by itself, but hopefully with a bit of mana difference multiplier, you're still going to have an impact with the ult. It's just shame it doesn't steal mana anymore. It used to just wipe people's mana, and you just used to use it at the start of a team fight, and the enemies just didn't have mana. That was kind of bonkers. It's funny because they introduced these new blink daggers, Swift Blink, Overwhelming Blink, and Arcane Blink, and they really want to make Swift Blink a thing now with the changes to it, because Overwhelming Blink was being bought even on Agi heroes. And now with the new way that they've changed it, giving you tons of movement speed and bonus attack speed, a hero like OD would love a Swift Blink, I think, much more than an Arcane Blink. Arcane Blink doesn't seem to do a lot for the hero. So I think Swift Blink could be an item that you're going to see picked up on heroes like OD in the later game as well. That's worthy of thought.
I saw Koifa build it on a Monkey King, and it was pretty good.
Really? Blink Monkey King? That was interesting.
Swift Blink Monkey King.
Swift Blink Monkey King. That's a lot of gold for a Monkey King to be spending.
That's a lot of damage.
Yeah. Man, the Monkey King Ags, that's where the fun is at. The Ag Shard, sorry. Monkey King Ag Shard, that is where the fun is at. Yeah. Have you seen that, Marco? That Ag Shard Monkey King?
What does it do?
So it reduces... So they've nerfed it now. So it's a little bit less fun. Before the nerf in 7.28b, it really was just a joke. So it reduces the cooldown of Tree Dance to 0.4 and the cast point to 0.1. So you basically just do Tree Dance from tree to tree almost instantly, like almost as soon as you land, you can use it again on another tree. So you can fly across the map in seconds. It's unbelievable. You can. So I've seen clips on some streams of people pushing. So say you're Radiant and you're pushing the top high ground of Dire, and your bottom wave's being pushed in towards your tier 2 or something. I've seen clips where Monkey King will tree dance or TP away from the high ground push to deal with bot. Enemies are like, oh, let's take a fight. Monkey King's not there, and the fight starts, and it feels like about 4 seconds, and Monkey King's back from tree dancing across the map. It's ridiculous. If you get the talent, obviously, if you get the tree dance cast range at 15, it's so fun. It's so fun. I've only played one game of it, but it's so fun. You just fly around the map.
It sounds like he's impossible to kill as well. Then, if he ever gets tree dance off, he's away.
Oh yeah, for sure. And also, you can't. The cast point, I think, without the Ag Shard, I'm not sure what it is. It doesn't say it on the tooltip, so I don't know. But you can damage him while he's in the cast animation, and he won't do it. But you can't do that with the Ag Shard because the cast point's 0.1. So if he has the ability to begin using Tree Dance, there's no animation, so he's guaranteed to get away. So yeah, it's a bonkers thing.
That, and do you know with Ags, he can just sit in the pit and kill the Roche without touching it, and it won't aggro Roche?
Yeah, it's so weird.
Yeah, I did not know that, so I got flamed because I started hitting it, and then he started moving, and the guy was like, "What are you doing?" It's like, I don't know, I didn't know this.
Yeah, it's bonkers value because you can soft commit to Roche, so teams with Monkey King will sit Monkey in a tree, or whatever, or next to Roche, and his army dudes will come out, start hitting it, and you're sort of chipping Roche without committing any resources whatsoever, so your team sets up perfectly around Roche, ready for a team fight if one transpires. And then normally the Monkey King will be taking beats from Roche, like using HP, maybe using some mana. And so if a fight takes place, first of all, you know exactly where Monkey King is. He's right hitting Roche in the middle of the pit. And secondly, he's going to be in a poor situation health-wise. It's just not the case because now he's in a tree and it could be any tree around Roche. And he's not taken any damage. So it's definitely a sick tool to have around the pit, this Ags. Although only spawning little monkey dudes every, whatever it is, 4 seconds now rather than 3 or something. So, bit of a nerf. Still seems insanely cool though. Marco, you wanted to talk about Slark or any of these other heroes? We have a few here. I don't know which one you want to go to next, but I'll leave it up to you.
So the Slark, a few reasons why I'm keen to go to Slark. So my to play list is Slark, even though I've already played him recently, so that's tells you something.
Wow.
I think the Pulse 1 Pudge is still on there. Potent 1 might be back on. I know it's a taboo subject with Adam.
Ag Shard, let's go. Leap critical hit.
Oh yeah, that's it. The Ag Shard crit. That sounds really strong. Oh, was there another one? Can't remember. Anyway, oh no, Ricky Mid. Still not being able to do that. Keeps getting banned. Feels bad. But anyway, the Slarks. Oh my god, so I played a Slark with Stan and 3 other guildies, and holy moly, it was so bad. I was so bad, honestly. But we won eventually in 52 minutes. Stellar, leaner performance. But I'd been seeing Slark quite a lot on streams. I watched No Tail play a game of it. I was watching I was watching Gork play multiple games of Slark in a row. Just kept grinding it. And then, as any kind of mature adult does, I was thinking about what to do with my time yesterday, like 10 PM, how to use it productively, how to better myself, increase my human capital and all that. So what I choose to do is watch an educational YouTube video, of course. The choice being Arteezy Slark YouTube video. So 12 minutes of education from watching Artor play Slark. Annoyingly, the game was a stomp, so Arteezy rolled it, and then the last 6 minutes was, you know the outcome because he's so far ahead and he's just schooling everyone like it's a smurf. But the way he played that Slark was Echo Saber into Diffusal into Swift Blink. And I've never played with Swift Blink yet, so I was like, interesting to see on the Slark. It does synergize quite nice. You just blink in, get extra attack speed, extra damage, mince away at someone, and then pounce out. So that's quite cool. When I watched No-Tail play the Slark, he went Echo Ags. I guess that helps you get in and around fights. Ags on Slark is decent. Gork played it by getting Echo, and then I think Basher, something else. When I played it, I don't know if you've heard about this, Adam, but I got Echo, and then I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go Silver Edge because they've got a Timber Wraith King. What a Silver Edge game this is. And I remember, do you know how you can click on your quick buy, or not your quick buy, but your to buy item, and it says how much gold you need. I remember clicking on it and it being like 3,000 gold, and like intuition kicked in. I'm like, really? I've got a couple K in the bank. Do I really need this much gold for Silver Edge? How expensive is it? So in my mind, I was like, is Silver Edge actually like a 7K item? Is this real? And then it turns out Silver Edge doesn't need Echo anymore. So that delayed my time.
I didn't even know that. Marco was like, oh, you don't need Echo, it doesn't go into Silver Edge anymore. And I was like, yeah, it does. Don't worry about it, bro, it does.
Because that's the appeal, that you get Echo and then disassemble it, and you get a Ogre Axe and a Oblivion Staff, and the Oblivion Staff you then build into Silver Edge, and then the Ogre Axe is left over for BKB.
Yeah.
So it's a really nice build-up getting the Echo Saber. So anyway, that kind of screwed over my timings. But anyway, all this together makes me want to play Slark. And I want to play a better Slark than I did, because I played an horrendous Slark.
Yes.
But yeah, everyone seems to be playing it. Gork was literally playing it about 4 times in a row. I don't know why it's got this popularity.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's got a good win rate in Divine Plus of 52.2%. In the other MMRs, it's much lower, 48% in all brackets below Divine Plus. So that's an interesting food for thought. I'm always skeptical of Slark carry. I feel like I'd rather see my team have some sort of Wraith King, face as Void, the classics, even PA. So yeah, I'm not so sure why it's so strong. I don't know if Adam has
Then you're in a game like me where you have a Bristleback Pudge offlane and the other team picks Slark, and you're like, oh, the game's just over. And that's what happened. The game was just over.
The fact it can be one of these it's like the monkey popularity when there are, I don't know if this is true, but if there's lots of melee heroes in the meta and that are favourite picks, then to have a decent counter like an MK or a Slark who just naturally enjoys going into those melee heroes, it's going to favour the hero. I think also the Ook, Orb of Corrosion, the best hero to build it, I think, is Slark in the game. Top 3, perhaps.
Right.
Slark sometimes getting an Oov, and that's very value when it works. But now it's like, oh, here's an OP Oov that's Omega value anyway, just in the game, and you're the hero that synergizes best with it in the first 10 minutes. I think that's really helped the hero. You rush Oov, you rush Ook and Boots of Speed, and now you're probably dominating most lanes. So that could help why it's got back.
It's so interesting looking at these counters for Slark. So this is the heroes that Slark is worst versus. So Leshrac is the first one. Makes perfect sense. We know why. Slark's bad against Lesh. Ult doesn't help you, etc. Disruptor, again, makes sense. Disruptor ult.
Can't purge
glimpse, yeah. OD, again, makes sense. You just can't man up against OD. You're going to get blown up. The ult doesn't help you against Santi's Eclipse.
Dark Pact doesn't
work. Then a few other ones that AA makes sense. Necro makes sense. You're going to get altered. ET's in there, which I'm just going to ignore because it's convenient. And then Mars and Beastmaster in the top 10 worst heroes for Slark. That, I would not have thought that. I would have thought it's great against Mars. And I would have thought that it's great against Beastmaster. I suppose, because Raw you can purge off. Is it just laning against boars? Is that it? I just can't seem to see why he's so bad against Beastmaster and Mars.
Beastmaster seems like a knife edge lane where either the Slark snowballs or the Beastmaster snowballs. Because it's not a clear winner in my mind.
I don't know. I think 1v1 Slark owns that.
Do you think?
It's interesting. Slark 45% win rate versus Beastmaster in overall. That's so interesting that I wonder why that is.
Zoo push
outside of laning,
tempo.
you get roared, and then you lose all your mana to Necro Creeps, and the roar lasts a really long time.
I think Slark struggles against the bowl lineup as well. If you've got BM pushing tier 2s at 50 and Slark He's got no spells to help.
Yeah.
He really wants to pick off or whatever.
That could also explain, because after Mars and Beastmaster, Lycan's the next hero that it's worst against. So,
I think that's a great way to combat the Slark if you group up, push a lane. I mean, Slark doesn't want to pounce into loads of you. Slark doesn't want to build BKB. Yeah. You definitely want a more fragmented game if you're playing Slark.
Yeah, for sure.
But also, reading its change log, I do think a big change was Shadow Dance. The ultimate cooldown was buffed. So, it's still 80 at level 1, but then 5 seconds less at level 2 and 10 seconds less at level 3. So, back in the day, 60-second cooldown, but now it's 50-second cooldown at level 3, and I do think in a team fight, that 10 seconds matters quite a lot, particularly when team fights in the later stage, level 18 plus, are likely going to go on for 50 seconds or 60 seconds. So I feel like that's a decent change that's very minor, but I do think really does help, that you can just go again 10 seconds faster. That does make a difference in late game team fights. And then, yeah, Orb of Corrosion, I think. And then maybe a bit of meta hero choices.
Yeah. Interesting, it makes sense. Slark on the list. On the to-play list.
He's on the to-play list, man.
Nice. Well, that just about wraps us up, I think, for episodes 1, 2, 3.
Whoa, what a number.
I know. I was just about to say, when will be the next time there will be 3 ascending numbers? 2, 3, 4. I can't do the maths on that. 111? Is the maths?
Hog?
Is that? Well, amazing maths from me. Well done.
111? 111?
More games.
Yeah.
We're simple people with also immensely complex interests of Dota.
Yeah.
You got to balance it with the digit humor.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the maths incompetence and watching educational Dota videos.
Sacred geometry.
Yeah. Join us again in a week's time. There are plenty more heroes to talk about. I didn't even talk about Nyx Assassin in every single game ever. Didn't talk about Lycan and Beastmaster. That's just for my own mental health, though. Yeah, plenty more to discuss. Join us again next week. And until then, have a final whistle.